Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Let me finish sending this message, and I promise you we're gonna get right into the episode, okay? Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Sent. All right, perfect. Let's get it. Yo, what's up, guys? This your boy here, Logan with Y.B.Normal. That's right, Y.B.Normal when you can be extraordinary. And this is the Class in Session Student Success Series, episode 2. Question number 1. What you got?
My question for Y.B.Normal is how to handle peer pressure from transitioning from middle school to high school.
Cameron, oh man, that was a great question, man. How to handle peer pressure transitioning from middle school to high school. Oh man, listen. I remember when I was in middle school and I was transitioning going into high school, right? Like in middle school in the 8th grade, like you at the top of the food chain, right? And now you're transitioning, right, to go into the 9th grade, and now you at the bottom of the food chain. Oh man, listen, I remember those days, so I know exactly how you feel. But let's talk about something for a second. Cameron said something. He said, how do you handle peer pressure? Man, listen, most of the time when people experience peer pressure from peers, colleagues, family members, friends, whatever the case may be, is because we want to feel valued or accepted in some type of form or fashion. But I got a little secret. I want to tell y'all real quick, okay? Listen, at the end of the day, you got to rock with you. And what does rocking with you look like? Right? Like, what are your hobbies? What are the goals that you want to accomplish, right? Like you got to do what makes Cameron happy. You got to do what makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, here's what I realize is that we only got one life to live. And the fact that we only got one life to live, why do I want to people please? Right? So you got to rock with you. And when you dealing with peer pressure, do you know what the effects are behind it? Like it affects your mental health. It affects by you having a low academic performance, right? You want to isolate yourself. It increases for people that deal with depression and anxiety. It increases depression and anxiety. So like, what we talking about? Right? Like why do I want to have people pressure me into doing something that I normally wouldn't do? Why? Because I'm better than that. You better than that. So at the end of the day, like listen, you wasn't created or born to fit in. You were born to stand out. So why would I want to be in a box? When the creator didn't create me to be in a box. He created for me to stand out. So you know what I need you to do this school year? I need you to be phenomenal. I need you to be amazing. And one more thing, I need you to stand out. Because it's like I always say, why be normal when you can be extraordinary? Question number 2, what you got?
My name is Juan Maldonado. I'm in the 7th grade, and my question for Y.B.Normal is, how do I control my emotions in difficult situations?
Oh, Juan. Oh, man, you in your bag with this question, bruh. Juan said, how do I control my emotions in difficult situations? Listen. Oh man, listen, we'll be here all day, right? Just from that question alone. But what I realize is like, and this is for my people that, you know, they may have some type of anger issue. They may have, right, low self-esteem. They may be dealing with depression. Like they just may be having a rage of different emotions, right, when they're going through tough times. But here's what I realize is that you got to count the cost. What does that look like? One, for the people watching this video, right? Like what does it look like? Like what is the cost, right? Like think about that for a second. Like let's let that marinate. Let that sizzle in your spirit as you know what I'm saying, the people that my grandmama would go to church with. What's the cost? Right? Like if somebody hurts you, or if you're upset, or if you're angry about something, like what is the cost? Like think about that for a second. Right? Somebody upsets you, and now you in class or you in school and you ready to go upside their head. Think about that. What's the cost? You get suspended. Think about the cost. Who does that affect? That doesn't just affect you, right? But that affects your parents or your guardian or whoever may be watching over you and providing for you. Because now they got to get off of work, right? And now they're not able to pay the bills because of your immaturity and wanting to prove somebody right or wrong. Right? Why? Because of your ego. Listen, we finna get somewhere with this. So you asking, right? Like, how do I control my emotions, right? Like, you gotta understand the power that's on the inside of you. You gotta hold on to that power. And listen, I'm not saying that it's gonna be easy, by no means. But when you know who you are, when you know how to control yourself, when you know how to not allow other people's opinions affect who you were called to be. Listen, I just said something. So you got to count the cost. Because again, if you're upset, it don't just affect you, yourself. It's a domino effect, and it affects other people, right? And so again, like you gotta hold on to your power. You gotta be able to manage your emotions better. You can't get upset every time somebody say something to you that you may not like or agree with. Because that's life. And if you continue to get angry every time somebody says something to you, or if they look at you the wrong way, or if they breathe on you, or whatever the case may be, then you ain't gonna be doing anything but just spiraling down the wrong path. And you wasn't created for that. I know that you want to be successful. So what does success look like for you? Right? Like we could go tit for tat, and I can tell y'all my story. I can tell you how, I used to people please people. I can tell you how I was a class clown in school. I can tell you how, because I was dealing with peer pressure, it was driving my academics completely low. But once I realized how to control my emotions, that's when the game started to change for me. Because how you feel about me, that's none of my business. How you may view me or see me, that's none of my business. Because I'm doing what the Creator called me to do. So again, you ask, like, how do I control my emotions in difficult situations? Right? So you got to count the cost. Who does it affect? Yes, it affects you, but there's other people that's connected to you that it's going to affect as well. And you got to hold on to your power. Take your power back. Take your identity back. Because why would you want to give your power to somebody else and allow them to control the narrative or control your emotions? That ain't fun. You're not a puppet the last time I checked. And then the last thing is, I need you to do a better job at managing your emotions. Now listen to me. When I say I need you to manage your emotions, I'm not telling you to put your tail between your legs and run the other way. That ain't what I'm saying, by no means. But you gotta, it's like when you play poker, right? Like you gotta know when to hold them and you gotta know when to fold them. So you gotta pick and choose your battles. So I'm gonna challenge you with something. Listen to me very closely. Do you wanna win or do you wanna lose? The choice is yours. All right, check this out, guys. Listen, Juan, thank you, man. Thank you for that question, man. That was an amazing question. Cameron, man, listen, man. Thank you for that question. That was awesome. But listen, guys, coming up next, oh man, listen. This is the Y.B.Normal Student of the Week. Check this out. Coming up now.
At just 11 years old, Kamaria Warren is not only a 7th grade student, she's also a business owner.
Hi, my name is Kamaria, and I'm the CEO of Brown Girls Stationery.
And while she's not a fashion designer, she is designing stationery, school supplies, and household items, all with a purpose.
I was just really wanting kids to know there's a character out there that looks like you, and something's there to represent you.
She was inspired to create these one-of-a-kind items because growing up, Kamaria felt things looked a little too much the same.
When I was younger, you wouldn't really see dolls that represent brown girls and other disabilities. When I was 7, I had a hearing aid, and a lot of people didn't know that. I didn't really see stuff that looked like me.
As for the entrepreneurial spirit, she got that from her mother, Shanice.
We made cupcakes, stationery, and we also had a t-shirt business. It was called I Am Priceless.
In late 2016, while Shanice was in the hospital recovering from a benign tumor surgery, she wanted to throw a birthday party for Kamaria, but came up with a different idea for a priceless gift.
I was like, hey, instead of spending money, let me teach you how to make the money.
So the two got to work and started designing.
Well, in the very beginning, we started off with a mini book bag with the first character. Then we started off with shirts. We made notebooks, we had notepads, normal book bags, and our umbrellas.
We started thinking about just different names. I wanted something that other girls could relate to. She was like, well, brown girls. And I said, I love that because it says exactly who we are.
In January 2017, they officially launched Brown Girls Stationery, and the response was overwhelming.
When we first started it, it was more like family and friends. Our customers would just be my grandma and like my very close friends. Both of us didn't really expect it to get to the point it is now. And it was just like so exciting to see people actually like products that we actually just made, not for everybody, just specifically for me. And it was just like, well, we need to start adding other characters that look like other girls now, so it's not just me.
To date, she sold more than 10,000 notebooks and nearly 2,000 book bags. And for Kamaria, this is only the beginning.
I really want it to grow because I want to still continue to inspire kids and adults that you don't have to go to college to go ahead and plan your future. You can start now.
All right, guys, listen. Y'all seen that? That was the Y.B.Normal Student of the Week. Listen, this is the Class in Session Student Success Series, Episode 2. All right? And as always, like I always say, why be normal when you can be extraordinary? I'll see y'all next week. Peace.